Hey guys, Jonathan Levin here for JM Sports 100, the JM Sports Show. How is it going? I am here to make NFL picks for Week 6 of the 2013 NFL season. And we already have one game straight up. We did fine, got the win against the spread. We took the loss as we had the Bears -8, and that did not happen. The Bears come up a couple of points short of covering 27-21. They did get the win. So like I said, we got the straight up win and lost against the spread by 42-36 straight up on the year. 5-16, 3-11, and 1 lifetime straight up, and against the spread 32-46 on the year. 123 wins, 122 losses is the lifetime. I'm going to talk about the Bear game here just for a second. The Bears, from what I saw, the defense didn't look good, and the offense left some points on the table definitely in that game for the Bears. You say Eli Manning doesn't throw his 3 interceptions. That's a different ball game, and Eli and the Giants probably do win that game. However, they didn't and fall to 0-6 for the first time since the 1970s. All right, let's get to the games now for Sunday, and they look like this. We kick things off with Cincinnati and Buffalo. Buffalo is plus 7.5 here. Um, Buffalo comes in 2-3. Cincinnati comes in 3-2. But just realistically, think about this. Which team is better? Realistically thinking about it, the Bengals are the better team. Now, the Bengals are on the road. However, the Bengals are a very good road team. Plus, you've got the Bills that are beat up right now with, of course, EJ Manuel going down last week, and that is going to give Jeff Tuel the start for the Bills, the rookie Jeff Tuel. The Bengals are a much better team, and I think it's going to show. I think the Bengals win this game. I think they win it going away, so I'm going with the Bengals in the game and taking them to cover the 8-point spread. Next up, we've got Detroit and Cleveland. Plus 2.5 here. So is the spread for Cleveland. Now, Cleveland, who knows how they're going to be at the quarterback position back with Brandon Weeden. Matt Stafford and the Lions, don't undersell this Lions football team. This is a good football team. I think it is going to show. I think they are going to go on the road, and I've got the Lions to cover. And obviously going with them for the spread as well. So Green Bay and Baltimore is our next game, and plus 3.5 for Baltimore. And interesting game here. Okay, the Raven defense has not a lot of touchdown at home this year. And the Ravens defense is a defense that could give matchup problems to Aaron Rodgers. Okay, they've got a good enough secondary. They could give problems. I don't think they will. I think the Packers are finally, getting fairly healthy and knowing where they're going as a team. So I am going to go with the Packers in the game there. Oakland and Kansas City. Kansas City is 9.5-point favorites at home. And this is a tough game to call from a spread standpoint. I think Kansas City wins. Of course, Kansas City has been the biggest, one of the biggest surprises so far this year, still being 5-0. I do think they improved to 6-0. The spread has me a little nervous here, though. It's a pretty big spread. AFC West games are usually fairly competitive games. I think as that was shown last week, last Sunday between the Chargers and the Raiders. When they played last Sunday night. And I think the spread's too high. I think the Chiefs win the game, but I think the spread is too high. So Chiefs win, but do not cover is my prediction there. The Houston Texans, St. Louis Rams, Texans 7.5-point favorites at home. Listen, this team is going to turn it around. Okay, this is not a bad Houston team. Let's not give up on them here. And this is a good chance right here for Matt Schaub to bounce back and have himself a fairly good game. He needs to avoid the pick sixes, obviously, as he has thrown a pick six in 3 consecutive games. It's got Houston fans in an uproar, which, I think it would any fan base in that situation, quite frankly. I've got Houston winning, and I've got them covering the spread. Carolina and Minnesota, uh, the Minnesota Vikings are field goal favorites at home. Okay, now I was going to go with Minnesota all week long, and still am, especially now. Of course, the very, very tragic incident with Adrian Peterson's son, and him losing his life after um, allegedly being beaten by another man. That's going to obviously play heavy on AP's heart, and it is going to play heavy on the rest of the Minnesota Vikings' hearts. Last I saw, Adrian Peterson was going to play, but I saw that before the passing of his son was announced, so I haven't looked to see if he will yet or not. Either way, I think Minnesota will play inspired football. I think they are better than Carolina, and I do have the Vikings winning this game and covering the spread. And also, my prayers, thoughts, and condolences go out to Adrian Peterson and his family during this tragic time. Pittsburgh and the New York Jets. The Jets are field goal favorites at home, and I love this. And let me tell you why. The Steelers are 0-4. I think they're going to be 0-5. I said it on Facebook. I had heard it on ESPN radio all week from certain guys that Geno Smith could play in the league. I never thought he could. And then on Monday night, for the first time, I got my first full game. Look at him against the Falcons. And the kid can play in this league. The kid can make it. He's got the mental awareness. He's got the arm strength to do it. He's a tough kid. And he appears like he can, if he makes a mistake, like throws an interception, he can brush it off and not let it linger, unlike Mark Sanchez did at times. But the one thing is, Geno Smith has most of his success against a team like Atlanta. No pass rush. The Pittsburgh Steelers, no pass rush. Okay, not a very good defensive line for the Steelers. Not a very good offensive line either, quite frankly. And this Jets defense is nothing to sneeze at. So I've got the Jets winning this game. The Jets have a good defense, have a good defense, or a better defense than what they get credit for. The Steelers don't have a very good offensive line. The Steelers do not have a very good defensive line, and to rattle Geno Smith, you have to get a pass rush on him, which the Steelers will not be able to do because, like I said, the Steelers do not have one. Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay plus 1.5. So it is. You would think this would be easy, and you could just jump out and say, well, the Eagles, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are battling the infection that three players now have, and they're not a very good team. They're a mess. Yes, they are. But so are the Eagles. The Eagles are going to go with Nick Foles as quarterback. Michael Vick is out, and I'm interested to see if Foles can run the Chip Kelly offense. Okay, Foles is not the type of quarterback that looks like he could be really successful in that offense. He's not a Michael Vick type quarterback. Okay, and plus, think about it this way: the Eagles are going to be playing their third consecutive game on the road. Okay, that is going to wear on them a little bit, I think. I do have Tampa Bay winning the game. The game that everyone is talking about just because of the spread, Jacksonville Jaguars, Denver Broncos. The Broncos are 27.5 point favorites or 28 point favorites. Easy call here, right? Not so much. Yes, the Broncos are going to win this game. So for straight up, boom, yep, Broncos all day long. For spread, that's a little more iffy. Okay? Because who knows, and this has been said all week long, who knows how long Peyton Manning is going to play in this game. He may actually get pulled, and he may get pulled early if Denver rolls. Going with Denver to win, reluctantly relying on Jacksonville a little bit. 4 touchdowns I think is just too much. I'm going with the Broncos to win, but not cover, going with the Jags for the spread. Tennessee and Seattle. Seattle are 2 touchdown favorites at home. So, obviously 14 points. I don't think this Tennessee team gets enough credit for how good they are. I'm not saying that they're a top-notch NFL team because they're not, but I still don't think they get enough credit. Yes, teams that go into Seattle, they do tend to struggle, and Seattle has won in the last 2 years. Seattle has yet to lose at home in quite a while. They didn't lose at home all last year, didn't lose at home this year, haven't lost at home yet this year, and they are averaging over 20 points difference in their win. They're scoring over they have an average of over 20-point victories against teams that they play in Seattle. I am really, really iffy here. I want to say the spread is too much, but they're at home. I'm actually going to change my mind while I am recording. I am going to go with Seattle. Next up, we got New Orleans and the New England Patriots. Patriots are 3-point favorites. Okay, Saints are going to win this football game. Saints are going to win this football game because the Saints have. This is the best defense that the Patriots have played. Okay, the Patriots have no deep threat. They are terrible in the red zone. Still no Gronk. He will be out. Gronk is not going to play. And the Saints are just a really good football team and possibly the best team in the NFL right now. I've got the Saints winning this football game and the Patriots falling to 4-2. Arizona and San Francisco, the 49ers are 11.5-point favorites. Arizona's not good. San Francisco is not quite what they were. Colin Kaepernick looks a little bit off. He does not look like the best. He doesn't look like the quarterback that we saw last year. Both these teams are tied at 3-2. I've got the Niners winning and covering the spread. Washington and Dallas, 5.5-point favorites for Dallas. Dallas has had some grueling weeks defensively as far as yards given up. They gave up a lot to Peyton Manning last week. They gave up a lot to Phillip Rivers the week before. The Cowboys' defense is not good, and Monty Kiffin could be in some trouble if the Cowboys have another bad defensive performance. Washington is slowly trying to figure it out. Now get this. If Washington, everybody said, and including me, that this was Dallas's year to win this division. They could run away with the East this year. We all said that. Washington and Dallas are tied. The Redskins can pull off the win on Sunday Night Football against Dallas. Dallas is not a good home team. They're a better road team, and they're at home. Quite frankly, I do think Dallas is a little better than Washington, so I do think Dallas will get the win here, but I think it's a very tight game. I think 5.5 points is just too much. This is an aggressive rivalry. These games are usually pretty fun to watch. We've got the Cowboys winning and the Redskins for the spread. Alright, and for the Monday night game, we have the Indianapolis Colts and the San Diego Chargers. Chargers plus 1.5. The Chargers are missing 2 key parts on their offensive line as far as injuries, and I think the Colts are just a better team. The Colts are really starting to figure it out. This Colts team, don't sneeze at them, don't ignore them, and don't take them lightly. Okay, this is a really good Colts team. The Chargers struggled against Oakland last week, obviously. But listen, I don't really think that's going to matter. The Colts are just the way better football team. I've got the Colts getting the victory there. Alright, guys, probably not my best work. In fact, I know it wasn't, but that's alright. What are you going to do? I am John was up for Jam Sports 100 and the Jam Sports Show. I will see you guys later. College football picks coming up in just a bit.